All right, well done for setting up your categories. Now I'm going to talk to you a wee bit about, firstly, I guess I should have explained in the last video, but why you should just ignore these. So it's got a little warning here, and the reason that it's got a warning is because those categories are not in this monthly budget, but you don't have to worry about them because they are used for when you start doing the stuff in the master ledger. Um, and so I will talk you through it in probably the next video when we start to import and categorize. But in this one, in this video anyway, what I want to talk about is how you can set target amounts for something that you have as a in your envelope and how frequently you're saving for that target. And what it does is it'll give you like an average per month, and you can start to automate your budget and start to move things around, which I will show you. So let's say my Jib subscription is £35 and I know it happens monthly. So each month per average, it's going to be £35 out. Flexible, my groceries, let's say I'm going to do 250 per month. Pretty simple. Pocket money, I'm going to do a little bit weirdly. So let's say I'm going to give myself 500 per year. So what it's going to do is it's going to go like, okay, well, now you've got just under £42 per month in your budget to spend per year. Like that's what you're targeting. And if I were to say this is due, we're currently in March, so let's say this is due on the 1st of Jan. I think I might have to Jan 2027. When we look at the budget, because this is the first year in which you're using it, it'll divide the 500 till you get to the date that you've set. So we're missing 3 months. So when I do the budget categorization thingy for you, you'll notice that it'll be slightly more than the 41 per month. But after that, you will just go down to 41.67 per month. Shares, let's say I'm setting aside 50 for rainy day. My target is £1,000. Laptop is the only one that I am currently saving for, and let's say I'm buying a £2,000 laptop. So on the shares, it's probably going to be a monthly thing. The rainy day, let's say I'm trying to hit the £1,000 middle of June. So let's say the 1st of the 6th, 26. So a specific date is I'm going to save up to £1,000 on this specific date, and it'll divide it for me per month. But after that date has been reached, it doesn't reset like the yearly one does. And this laptop, I'm just going to say it is a one-off that I'm saving up towards. Actually, I probably say I'm going to save up for it for Christmas. Let's save for it for Christmas. 26. For some reason, I'm buying it for myself for Christmas. All right. So how this is used is if I go to the monthly budget and we can ignore, probably we're going to be starting in April. So what you can do, instead of starting from scratch, you can hit Lab Tools and then apply underfunded targets. So your mouse has to be in the month that you're trying to add money for. And so we can see like, I'm going to assign £35, £250, £50, £50, 333.33 and 222.22. And if I go back to the settings, the weird ones, yeah, 41, 67, 250, and then 200 because, oh yeah, switched it around. That's just wrong because I went the other way. If I kept it as 1 off, it would probably be alright. Oh, no, I think that is right. Never mind. Shut up. Um, so you can see how this is calculating when I need the money by how much I need to save within that month. And you can see how this is how much money that I have in the envelope. So when I do the next month, so let's apply underfunded targets again. You can see how that money in that envelope is starting to increase. And like obviously when we start to add, I'll show you the next video, but when we start to add the expenses, we can see the money coming out of the envelope, which is quite exciting. And yeah, that's basically how you set up your categories. Targets are just if you are curious. So targets are saying like you said that you were going to save £35 every month. And so as long as you are reaching £35 every month, that target is full and it is green because you have met it. But if, for example, I've said that actually I'm only got £15 to assign, you can see how it drops down and it just gives you a little bit of a visualization of what's going on. And like over here, you can see how I am short my current target for where I'm trying to be, so I need to save more money into it. And if you are very eagle-eyed, you'll also notice how the ready to assign money is dropping. What I've noticed that's like what you'll notice very interestingly is that the money that you have in say this available stuff, like if I keep going, like basically your assigned is like your ideal state, but your worst case scenario is like how long would your expenses last if they were calculated at these rates, and when would you run out of money? So this is saying every month you are spending £634 and you would last 4 months and 4 weeks, and that's quite accurate. However, when you do the budget, you might notice that if I do this one, and I have to do the next one because I'm really trying to show up. So this is saying that you would last 4 months and 4 weeks, which is nearly 4 months. However, when you look at what you have budgeted, you are only making it 4 months. And the reason for that discrepancy is like the money that you put into those envelopes does not necessarily mean that you are going to spend it. So even if you have additional pocket money, if you haven't spent that money, like you might instead spend it on your rent or the food. So you can cut out what you're actually spending money on to be accurate. Yeah. Anyway, I will move on to the next bit, which is quite exciting.